So this week's Raw was kind of all over the place, and I want to start with the main gripe I have with Monday Night Raw. It starts with The Vision versus Penta and Dragon Lee, specifically Bronson Reed and Austin Theory from The Vision. And they're having a great match, or a good match. We'll say a good match, not a great match. They're having a good match. I understand what they're doing because of interference during the World Heavyweight Championship match between Bron Breakker and CM Punk. So we're having this tag team match because, of course, The Vision wants to get back at them, and I'm sure Penta and Dragon Lee wanted to get back at The Vision. Now, here's the thing. They have a monster of a superstar in Bron Breakker. Like, that spear, he has the best spear in the history of wrestling. I don't think I've seen a better spear than Bron Breakker's spear. And that spear that he did to Dragon Lee rivals the one that he did to Carlito about a year ago. Now, Adam Pearce comes out because he told Braun, you can't just be doing whatever you want on Monday Night Raw. That's not what we do here on Monday Night Raw. And Adam Pearce puts his hands on Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker then puts his hands on Adam Pearce. And I'm watching this, and it feels like we're actually creating a superstar here. Bron Breakker is poised to be the next big guy. And then what do? After we come back from commercial break, you're suspended. What? And then Bron's not going to do anything? After everything he just did out there, he killed Dragon Lee. He basically demolished Penta. And then Penta, also got hit by a tsunami. I just don't understand why they're not pulling the trigger. Just pull the trigger, man. They also made it a point to make sure to say that Paul Heyman told Adam Pearce that he, Adam Pearce, had put hands on Bron Breakker first. So I'm assuming they're going to do this angle of like, well, Adam Pearce, you can't be putting hands on talent. I don't know, man. Watching it gives me shades of Austin and McMahon back in the day. And I know Adam Pearce isn't as big of a general manager position as Vince McMahon was, and Stone Cold Steve Austin isn't as, or Bron Breakker isn't the star caliber that Stone Cold Steve Austin was yet, but it was showing shades, and I feel like they could have really pulled the trigger here if they just had Bron Breakker beat the crap out of Adam Pearce. I do enjoy, to an extent, what they're doing with the Vision. First, adding Logan Paul, adding Austin Theory, and, having Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. I think it's good to have a bunch of young guys in a faction alongside Paul Heyman, who can be their mouthpiece, even though all of them are, decent to great talkers. But the Vision has no vision. The Vision is Bron Breakker. He's the guy. He's the one that's going to go on and do crazy, amazing things. Now, I could be wrong, but I feel like Bronson Reed is upper mid-carder at best. I feel like Austin Theory is upper mid-carder at best. And I mean, Logan Paul, you could pretty much put anywhere as long as you put him against a babyface. This is me kind of just ranting about how sick and tired I am of WWE just not pulling the freaking trigger. He could be a mega star right now, even if he's not holding the World Heavyweight Championship. He could have lost to Punk, which he did. Punk is still World Heavyweight Champion. Bron Breakker goes on to do the exact same thing he did tonight. And then guess what? Instead of ending with, oh, you're suspended, we actually get Bron Breakker beating the crap out of Adam Pearce. It's quite infuriating to watch, knowing that if they just did it, if they just did the thing, everyone would be happy. We don't have to wait for WrestleMania or SummerSlam or Elimination Chamber to have the crazy moment. If you have crazy moments, sprinkled out throughout the year, maybe more people would watch. Anyways, now I think now that I've got that out of the way, we can start from the top of the card. And this card was very women's tag team heavy. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying I'm not feeling Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. That might be an unpopular opinion, but that is my opinion. They open up, basically say they're going to be fighting champions, and then the Judgment Day come out saying well, Liv Morgan was like, I've never lost the women's tag team championship. Well, your teammates did. With the Freebird rule, you lost the championship. I'm sorry, Liv. And then Bayley and Lyra come out. They say, well, we want our chance at the championship too because we're a tag team and we want the titles. And then the Kabuki Warriors attack Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. It turns out to an all-out brawl, and then it's shown later tonight we will have a number one contenders match for the women's tag team championships. Now, I don't necessarily have a problem with what they're doing here, but there's only, out of these 4 teams, there's only 2 that actually feel like a real team, and that's the Judgment Day, Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan, and the Kabuki Warriors, Kairi Sane and Asuka. The other 2, they just slap people together because they wanted to get Rhea Ripley and Io Sky out of the main event scene so they could push some other people, and then they putting Lyra Valkyria and Bayley together because, we don't want to put you in the Intercontinental scene because that's Becky Lynch's thing. I'm going to go ahead and skip to the women's tag team match just to get it all out of the way. They have a great match, and I do want to say I never understood why when there's a triple threat tag match, doesn't matter if it's men's or women's, why only 2 people get to be in the ring and the other team just has to stand there and watch. Why would you ever go to that corner and allow them to ever tag in? I know you can't, make sure you do it because if somebody throws you over there, but it just never made sense to me. So I'm glad during this match we have one person from all 3 teams inside the ring at all times. I don't have much to say about the match at all. It was a good match. It was a decent match. Judgment Day won, which I do think is the correct pick here for Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. They need some people that we all love to hate, which is the Judgment Day. I feel like the Kabuki Warriors, I don't know, they were with Io Sky, so I feel like people don't hate them as much. Whereas the Judgment Day, it's almost getting to the point where we just don't want to see them on the screen. So it's that balance between good heel heat and just go away heat. I'm also going to skip to the small little snippet we saw in the Judgment Day back room where Liv and Roxanne meet up with Finn Balor, and he's playing a little WWE 2K, and Liv really gets in his face saying, we're trying to get gold, Raquel's out trying to get gold, Dom's got gold. Finn, what are you doing? Just going to sit around and wait for JD to come back? Because as far as I understand, JD is out, injured. I think he's getting surgery done. But Finn is like, what are you talking about? I have a plan. I'm going to get gold. You just wait and see. You just wait and see. But there was, once again, real tension here, real dissension between the members of the Judgment Day, and the Judgment Day seems to be the most dysfunctional family to ever exist. Because it seems like one week they love each other, the next week they're fighting like brothers and sisters, the next week they all hate each other, they just want to break up. I don't understand where they're going with it, but because of what they did with Finn Balor, I'll take it. Which I'm going to get into right now. So CM Punk, music hits, he comes out to the ring and he says, I beat Bron Breakker, the vision is in my rear view mirror, and I can't wait to see who's ahead. And then He has this, you know, great promo about how he wants to be the world champ and he's going to hold it forever, but he can't necessarily hold it forever because somebody is probably going to eventually stop him. And none other than Finn Balor comes out. And they say next week that it's gonna be Finn Balor versus CM Punk on Monday Night Raw for the World Heavyweight Championship. I am so excited for this match. But I think we all know Finn's not winning the belt. Right? Like, we got the good, happy win with Drew McIntyre winning on Friday Night SmackDown. I can't see a world where Drew McIntyre is the WWE Champion and Finn Balor is our World Heavyweight Champion. That would just be insane. And Finn is going to be the hometown boy. They're doing it in Ireland because they're doing their little European tour right now. If he wins, I would like to see him remove himself from the Judgment Day. Because when you're World Heavyweight Champion, you really don't need a faction like the Judgment Day where there's constant infighting. Just break him off somehow. I don't know. But he's not going to win. Punk's going to win. Even if the Judgment Day show up at JD, Dom, Liv, Roxanne, Raquel, if they all show up, bring back Carlito for all I care. CM Punk is not losing the World Heavyweight Championship in Ireland to Finn Balor. Although I do want to say, I hope this means that we're finally going to keep pushing Finn. Because just because he loses doesn't mean we can still put him in the main event scenes. Just like Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker lost to CM Punk, which is fine. Because Bron Breakker is enough of a star to hold a main event spot. I feel like Finn Balor is a big enough star to hold any main event spot. Real quick, I want to bring up Javon Evans. Javon Evans was great, fought the Americano Bros, one of them, and then they decided to beat up on him. So, yeah, he won his first ever match on Raw. Not too much to say here. I just look forward to seeing more Javon Evans, and I hope we can get him in the mid-card scene sooner rather than later. Later on in the show, we get a promo from Becky Lynch saying that she won, she did not cheat. Even the footage will show you that she did not cheat. She clearly cheated. But I'm really enjoying this Becky Lynch character. I'm enjoying her feud with Maxine Dupree. And I hope that this keeps going on. I'd like to see it, at least till the Royal Rumble. If not, maybe even Elimination Chamber. They don't have to keep going head-to-head with each other. Sprinkle in some other female wrestlers in there. But I'd like it to culminate at a premium live event. We also get a promo from Maxine Dupree where she basically says, I'm going to win back my Women's Intercontinental Championship and break Becky Lynch's ankle. Now, I don't want her to actually break her ankle, but storyline-wise, please just break her ankle. Become IC champ again. I know I just said I wanted to see this at a premium live event, but do you know how hilarious it would be if they wrote the story that Becky's just going to have a broken ankle and she's going to be out for 6 months? I can't see it happening. I don't think it'll actually happen, but I just think it's hilarious. Later on, we get an interview from Michael Cole with Raquel Rodriguez, and she's explaining how Stephanie Vaquer isn't a great champion because, she's beating the crap out of her, this, that, and the other. Raquel deserves to be champion because she kind of put her in the predicament that she's in right now with the boot that she has to wear because she's either got a rolled ankle, a broken ankle. I doubt it's broken because they haven't stripped her of the title. So I'm assuming it's rolled or bruised or something. But the Raquel Rodriguez we got here is the best Raquel I've seen throughout her career. When she was down in NXT, you saw shades, then she came to the main roster. She had shades, and then she got stuck in the tag team division, and then she kind of lost herself. But this heel version of Raquel is definitively the best version of Raquel. I really enjoyed her promo with the interview with Michael Cole. And then Stephanie comes out. She attacks Stephanie. She hit her ankle with the freaking belt. Like, she just slammed it on there. What they're doing with Raquel, they need to be doing with Bron Breakker. I said it. And I'm not taking it back. Then we move on to the Raw Men's Tag Division, where American Alpha, of all tag teams, wants a tag title shot against the Usos, one of the greatest tag teams of all time. And no offense to Otis and Tozawa, because I, for one, love them. I think they're a great comedy duo. Why are we pushing them for the tag team division? Because even if they win, it makes the Usos look bad because they have so many title reigns, and then you have this comedy duo come in and just beat them for the titles. Like I said, American Alpha, Alpha Academy, whatever they're called now, great. I want to see them do comedy stuff. I don't want to see them win the titles to be maybe a transitional champion for some other random tag team that they're going to put together. I don't want to see that. Although, I will say, it's better than it's just Usos versus the New Day. Usos win the title. Now it's Usos versus the New Day, and they just do this, back and forth. I'm kind of all over the place with this because they're just a comedy duo. They don't need the titles. Just let them do their comedy thing. And finally, we're here at the main event. AJ Styles versus Gunther for the first time ever, period. Right here, Monday Night Raw. This was the kind of match that I wanted to see between John Cena versus Gunther. I understand John Cena said he gave everything he can, and John Cena is also not the in-ring performer that AJ Styles is, but I'm glad we got it here with AJ Styles. AJ Styles makes anybody look good, and when you have somebody as good as Gunther is in the ring against AJ Styles, they create magic. Now, was this a 5-star match, barn burner that everyone, you have to watch this match? No. But the way they worked everything, the way AJ Styles was constantly working the leg, I like that because he said he's gonna make Gunther tap, right? So he keeps tacking the leg, He gets 4 or 5 calf crushers sprinkled throughout this match. And it doesn't feel like when I think back on it, Gunther didn't have a lot of offense. It was mainly AJ Styles and then Gunther getting in here and there. And then eventually, AJ hits one last calf crusher. And he's holding, and he stands up out of nowhere. And he's telling the ref, he tapped. I won. And the ref's telling him to get out of his face. Then the ref tells the announcer, match is still going. Ain't nothing happened. And then they show the replay, and Gunther tapped. But of course, it was out of line of sight of the ref. He couldn't see the tap. But AJ Styles made Gunther tap out. Man, what a main event. And of course, while the ref is distracted telling the announcer all this, Gunther crawls over to AJ Styles, gives him a low blow, power bombs him. 1, 2, 3. Gunther wins. Now, I am not mad. Well, I am mad at Gunther winning like that, but I'm not mad because I understand that this is probably going to go into the Royal Rumble. I don't think they're going to have a one-on-one match at the Royal Rumble. I do think this is going to be one of the stories sprinkled in throughout the Royal Rumble somewhere. Because honestly, I can see AJ Styles versus Gunther being one of the WrestleMania matches. No title on the line, just letting 2 dudes burn the barn down. So this week for Monday Night Raw, I'm going to go ahead and give it 3 out of 5 stars. The women's tag team stuff, it's alright. I'm not really feeling it. The men's tag team stuff, it's alright. I'm not really feeling it. But the one thing I cannot let go this week is Bron Breakker just getting suspended and not doing anything. The Vision didn't do anything. He didn't do anything. Paul Heyman did like a slight threat to Adam Pearce. Man, they could have done just so much more this week. I just don't understand, and I never will. Anyways, that's my review for this week's Monday Night Raw. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead down below, subscribe, maybe hit the like button, ring the notification bell, all that jazz. And in the comments below, tell me what did you enjoy from Monday Night Raw or what you hated. It's probably going to be Bron Breakker related. But anyways, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.